Do they respect you or do they tolerate you? The difference is simple. Respect rearranges itself to meet your standard. Toleration waits you out until you leave the room. If you felt that, good. That pain is a teacher. It's telling you the truth you've been avoiding. Write this down. Followers are attracted to leaders. Leaders don't recruit applause. Say it with me. Followers are attracted to leaders. Leaders don't recruit applause. Again, louder. Followers are attracted to leaders. Leaders don't recruit applause. When you understand that, you stop chasing claps and start cultivating weight. Applause is noise. Authority is gravity. Gravity doesn't beg, it pulls. Let me correct a lie you've been believing. Your disrespect problem is not first a people problem. It is often a value problem. People respond to what you consistently deliver. They are not cruel, they are consistent. They don't move because you have a title, a microphone, or a logo. They move because you have fruit. They will not honor a promise you haven't kept, a standard you don't live, or a vision you can't explain. Write this down. People are loyal to value, not volume. This is not a comfort session. This is leadership school. I am not auditioning for your emotions. I am instructing your future. Crowds love miracles. Disciples love manuals. I'm speaking to the few who came for the manual. If you want me to massage your disappointment, you're in the wrong room. My love is for those who are tired of campaigning for honor and ready to construct credibility. If that is you, stay close. If not, enjoy the music and the lights. We are building weight. Respect is fruit. You don't take fruit on a dead tree. Fix the root. The root is character, competence, and clarity. Character, who you are when applause is absent. Competence, what you can do predictably, not occasionally. Clarity, why you exist and where you are going. If the root is diseased, the branch is dishonest. Stop polishing rotten apples. Go underground. Strengthen the roots. Write this down. Respect is payment for value. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. When you discover your work, develop your gift, and deliver it with excellence, respect becomes the wage people pay without an invoice. You won't have to beg, you will have to manage. You won't need a PR campaign, you will need a calendar. Followers are magnets to value. They find it, they fund it, they follow it. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. The world is not waiting for your begging. It is waiting for your becoming. Stop blaming them for what you have not built. Stop accusing people of disrespect while you tolerate your own inconsistency. Leadership is born when toleration ends, especially the toleration of your mediocrity. Beginning now, speak less about what you deserve and do more of what proves who you are. Build the root. Deliver the fruit. Respect will come looking for you. Now we audit. Write this down. Title, function, and fruit must agree. Say it with me. Title, function, and fruit must agree. If those three do not harmonize, your voice becomes noise, your instructions become suggestions, and your leadership becomes optional. This is the respect audit. 3 questions will save you years of frustration. What is your title? What is your function? What fruit follows you? Do not answer with slogans. Answer with evidence. What is your title? That's what they call you. Manager, pastor, director, parent, CEO. That is the least important of the 3. What is your function? That is what you actually do that solves real problems predictably. And what fruit follows you? That is the measurable transformation that people experience because you exist. Jesus never said, by their titles you shall know them. He said, by their fruit. Write this down. People track fruit, not frames. Performance, not plaques. Who's the leader? In a true leadership environment, no one and everyone. Let me prove it. Lift the hood of your car. Who's the leader under there? The battery, the engine block, the spark plugs. The smallest $4 terminal wire can shut the whole thing down. A tiny gasket can stop a nation's convoy. Importance is not rank, it is function. Respect goes to the part that works consistently in its assignment. People don't follow the loudest part, they follow the most reliable part. That's why some of you with big titles feel small in your own meetings. Your function is quiet, or worse, your function is inconsistent. Silence in a room is not always agreement. Sometimes it is an audit. When title is high but function is low, people resist you. They nod and then ignore. They come to your meetings and then do what works. That is not rebellion, that is survival. When function is high, titles eventually chase you. They offer you positions after you produce outcomes. They recognize what already exists. Write this down. Function authenticates title. Fruit sustains it. Beware of ceremonial leadership. Lots of meetings, long speeches, grand openings, no measurable outcomes. If your calendar is full, but your people are still confused, you are performing, not leading. If your reports have paragraphs but no numbers, you are announcing, not advancing. If your team has agendas without assignments and deadlines, you are practicing politics, not producing results. Respect is not a feeling. It is a conclusion people reach after experiencing your value. Respect is payment for value, and receipts are called results. So ask the audit again. What is my title? Fine. What is my function? Define it in verbs, not vibes. Build, teach, sell, design, heal, systemize, deliver. What is my fruit? Show it. Faster timelines, higher margins, healthier teams, clearer processes, transformed lives. If you can't show fruit, stop demanding honor and start increasing output. Write this down. Stop introducing yourself by what they call you. Introduce yourself by what gets better when you arrive. The audit is mercy before judgment. It gives you a chance to align. Bring your title under your function. Bring your function under your assignment. When title, function, and fruit agree, your words gain weight, your presence sets standards, and your authority is no longer noise, it is necessity. Write this down. Dominion is identity before it becomes influence. If you don't settle who you are, you will always negotiate how they treat you. Genesis 1:26 is not a verse for Sunday school. It is the constitution of leadership. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion, not a suggestion, a mandate. Image, tell them nature. Likeness, deemeth function. Dominion, raider, govern, rule, manage, bring order. God never gave man dominion over man. He gave man dominion over environment, resources, systems. Leadership begins with identity in the image of the Creator, not with a platform, not with an appointment, not with applause. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Say it with me. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Assignment is responsibility before it is recognition. When you know you are sent, you stop begging to be seen. Write this down. Respect starts in the mirror. If you disrespect your own calling by inconsistency, by compromise, by confusion, you will over-negotiate for respect outside. You will buy dinners to purchase devotion. You will add adjectives to titles to inflate emptiness. That is insecurity, not leadership. Insecurity-driven leadership is addicted to approval. It asks, do you like me? Identity-driven leadership is anchored in assignment. It asks, did we do what we were sent to do? One chases compliments, the other chases completion. One edits standards to keep followers, the other raises standards to produce fruit. Write this down. When you need applause, you trade authority for attention. When you stand in assignment, you produce results, and respect becomes inevitable. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your belief system is your governor. If the image within you is small, your decisions will be timid, your standards will be elastic, and your commands will be light. If you truly believe you are image and likeness, you govern yourself before you ever attempt to govern a team. You master time before you manage other schedules. You discipline your mouth before you direct meetings. Authority is first internal order producing external outcomes. Say it with me. I am image. I am likeness. I have dominion. I respect my assignment. Again, louder. I am image. I am likeness. I have dominion. I respect my assignment. Write this down. Identity sets standards. Standards shape systems. Systems produce fruit. Fruit attracts respect. If dominion is who you are, then disrespect around you is often a diagnosis that you are not living that identity consistently. Not always malice from them, sometimes misalignment in you. So the correction is not to campaign harder for honor. It is to return to Genesis, restore your image, reestablish your standards, and let consistent fruit do the talking. When you live from assignment, your presence carries weight. Your words stop floating, and leadership stops performing and starts prevailing. Write this down. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% skill. Say it with me. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% skill. Why? Because mentality becomes methods. Belief becomes behavior. What you truly think about yourself will schedule your day, set your tone, sharpen your decisions, and regulate your standards. People don't only hear your words, they feel your belief system. They feel it in your punctuality. They feel it in your preparation. They feel it when you confront confusion without apology. They feel it when you keep promises after the emotion is gone. Your mindset leaks. It leaks into habits you cannot hide. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The heart there is not the pump. It is the subconscious hard drive. Your conscious mouth can say, I'm a leader, while your hard drive is running a different program. Don't offend them. Play it safe. Maybe tomorrow. The hard drive wins. That's why you keep repeating what you swore you would stop. The heart is the governor. It's the speed regulator on your leadership engine. If the governor set the small, every attempt at excellence overheats your emotions, and you slow down to survive your own belief system. Let me expose some respect killers that live in that hard drive. Fear of confrontation. You'd rather be liked than be clear, so you let dysfunction breathe. Need to be liked. You edit standards to keep friends and end up losing both excellence and respect. Procrastination. You tell your destiny later and teach your team that deadlines are decorations. Inconsistency. You preach standards you don't practice, and your words become helium light and floating away. Excuses. You baptize failure with explanations and call it humility. It is not. Write this down. Excuses are the perfume of irresponsibility. They smell nice and change nothing. Culture also installed a speed limit on you. Your family, your school, your last boss, even your religious environment told you, don't drive too fast, don't dream too big, don't make people uncomfortable. So you set your internal speed to 55. Then you meet a problem that requires 120. What happens? You press the pedal, the car shakes, your belief screams, and you back off to feel safe. Years ago, I drove on a road with no limit, no signs, only responsibility. I discovered my car had more in it than my culture had taught me. Listen, there is life after 55. There is life after the limits they gave you. But the limit will not move until the governor in your heart is reset. Say it with me. I give myself permission to be excellent. How do we reset? We replace the program. Feed your hard drive with truth until it reboots. Image, likeness, assignment. Then prove it in micro behaviors that cannot be ignored. Start on time, end on time, answer hard emails the same day, address sloppiness the first time, deliver drafts early, measure outcomes weekly. Write this down. Mentality must become discipline because people respect what is predictable and dependable. Courage without routine is a moment. Courage with routine becomes culture. We are about to draw a line. The next step after renewing the mind is ending toleration, especially the toleration of your own soft habits. Because leadership is born when toleration ends. Prepare yourself. We will remove the speed limit, rewrite the hard drive, and then enforce it daily until your consistency and your courage carry the same weight in every room you enter. Now we draw the line. Write this down. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Say it with me. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Again, louder. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Toleration is the graveyard of respect. The moment you tolerate what you preach against, you surrender the right to be taken seriously. Your people stop believing your words because your actions contradict your standards. Moral authority is not lost in headlines. It dies by 1,000 small permissions. Let me explain how toleration trains people to ignore you. Standards without consequences create noise. When lateness meets no cost, you just taught the room that time is optional. When sloppy work is paid the same as excellence, you just told the diligent that accuracy is foolish. When dishonesty is explained away, you just certified lying as a company language. You don't need a microphone to teach. You teach by what you allow. Write this down. Tolerance of violation is policy. If it happens twice with no consequence, you wrote it into the culture. And when your culture contradicts your commandments, your voice becomes background music, pleasant, familiar, and ignorable. Now, the difference between patience and toleration. Patience is purposeful. It is time on a clock with milestones, feedback, and a clear finish line. Patience says, I see progress. Here's the next step. We review Friday at 3. Toleration is cowardice in a religious suit. It hides behind grace to avoid confrontation. It baptizes fear with nice words. Write this down. Patience is time with standards. Toleration is time without standards. God is patient, but he is not permissive. If the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. When you tolerate blindness, you are not merciful. You are an escort to the ditch. Case application. In the home, you keep threatening to take the device, but the device stays. You announce a bedtime, but bedtime floats. You accept back talk because you're tired. You are training disrespect to be a native language. On your team, meetings start 10 minutes late because you are late. Deadlines are soft because you don't follow through. Unclear roles linger because you fear the hard talk. You are programming mediocrity in ministry. Volunteers arrive during the 3rd song and still mount the platform. Financial processes are handled but never audited. The standard is preached on Sunday and ignored on Wednesday. That is not love. That is negligence in a choir robe. Respect returns when standards return. But standards must be embodied, not announced. Start the meeting at the time you said with an empty room if necessary. Lock the door at 5 after and let the consequences teach. Send work back that does not meet spec and explain we are better than this. Correct the first time privately and clearly. Remove privileges from roles that ignore protocols and restore only after evidence of change. Write this down. Love corrects, fear avoids. Say it with me. I am toleration in me. I am toleration in my house. I am toleration on my team. The moment you end it, respect begins to breathe again because people finally know where gravity is. Write this down. Respect is payment for value. It is not a donation, not a sympathy tip, not a favor from the crowd. It is a wage people gladly pay. When your leadership consistently solves real problems with excellence. Say it with me. Respect pays value. Again, respect pays value. When you think like that, you stop campaigning for honor and you start producing outcomes. You stop asking, why don't they respect me? And you start asking, what value can they not live without that I deliver predictably? Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Your job may end. Your work cannot be fired. Write this down. Credibility grows where work is deployed. When you discover your gift, develop it into competence, and deploy it in service, you become necessary. Necessary does not need motivation. It attracts management. You don't recruit followers, you manage demand. That's why the baker with real bread doesn't chase customers through the street. The smell brings them. Fruit attracts. Beware of the applause trap. Applause is counterfeit currency. It spends well in your emotions and buys you nothing in your future. Leaders who chase compliments stop improving because compliments intoxicate. Marketing without mastery is a loudspeaker on an empty room. Write this down. Respect follows mastery, not marketing. Do the work, sharpen the gift, build the system, measure the fruit, then speak. Noise without numbers is a clanging cymbal. Let's do a competence audit. Write this down. Value has categories. 1, communication clarity. Can you make the complex simple, the vision visible, the assignment measurable? If your team leaves your meeting with fog, you didn't communicate, you performed. 2, decision quality. Do you choose based on data, principles, and destination, or based on fear and favors? 3, reliability. Can they set their watch by you? Consistency is credibility. 4, follow through. Are promises converted to deliverables? Talk does not create trust. Completion does. 5, emotional control. Can you stay steady under pressure, correct without contempt, and confront without losing dignity? 6, integrity. Do your private choices protect your public authority? Integrity gives your words weight. Say it with me. My gift must become competence. My competence must produce results. Write this down. Gifts get attention. Competence earns trust. Results secure respect. If your gift sings but your deadlines die, your audience will clap and then not come back. If your charisma inspires but your systems leak, they will shout amen and quietly look for another leader. People are loyal to value. They track what makes their life better, faster, clearer, stronger. Practical? Choose one gift you carry and design a 30-day upgrade. Study an hour daily. Build a checklist for how you deliver it. Create a simple scoreboard. Response times, error rates, turnaround days, dollars saved, satisfaction measured. Review weekly. Eliminate one sloppy habit that dilutes your excellence. Send one hard email you've avoided. Finish one lingering task to standard. Then watch. Respect will rise, not because you demanded it, but because you deposited it. Say it with me. I will not invoice for honor I have not earned. I will deliver value on time with excellence until respect has no choice but to pay me. Write this down. Vision produces authority. Say it with me. Vision produces authority. Again, vision produces authority. Here is the contrarian truth. Vision is more important than leadership. Why? Because leadership is movement. Vision is destination. Movement without destination is exercise, not progress. Treadmills are busy. They go nowhere. If you cannot clearly say where we are going and why it matters, don't expect respect. Expect self-preservation. People are not rebellious. They are responsible. If the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. When you cannot name the destination, wise people refuse the ride. Clarity is love. Confusion is cruelty. Write this down. Respect grows where people can repeat the vision in one sentence. If they cannot carry it in their mouth, they cannot carry it in their day. Test it in your hallway. Stop a team member, a volunteer, a child, and ask, where are we going? If you get 5 different essays, you don't have a vision, you have noise. Your vision should be so crisp, a 12-year-old can say it without translation. 7 words they remember is better than 7 pages they ignore. Clarity is not cute. Clarity is governance. Beware of busy leadership, packed calendars, loud meetings, no north, activity without direction, exhausts people. Exhausted people become sarcastic, and sarcasm is the perfume of disappointment. They stop giving their best because they expect you to change the plan next week. Write this down. False starts bankrupt respect. Every pivot with no principle devalues your promise. Don't be impressed with power. Ask where we're going. Horsepower without a map is just smoke and burnt tires. So what is vision practically? Vision is a picture of a preferred future that solves a real problem for a specific people by a defined time with measurable outcomes. One sentence. From chaos to clarity by standards and systems in 12 months. One sentence. From scattered giving to strategic impact by budgeting and audits this fiscal year. One sentence. From average to excellence by training, metrics, and accountability in 90 days. Say it with me. Make it visible. Make it simple. Make it measurable. Write this down. People respect what and why they can feel in their bones. What decides direction? Why fuels endurance. Vision must live in your calendar. If your week does not reflect your destination, your mouth is lying. Break the journey into milestones, owners, and dates. Publish the map. Review it weekly. Celebrate measured movement. Correct drift immediately. When people see steady progress toward a clear picture, their confidence rises, their energy focuses, their respect grows. Authority is simply the credit you earn for getting us closer to what we all can see. But hear me, vision must be matched by character. People don't only ask, where are we going? They ask, can I trust you on the journey? Will you trade the standard for applause? Will you protect the people while you pursue the picture? We will deal with that next, because integrity is the container of respect. For now, fix the picture, make it plain, and watch authority follow clarity. Write this down. Integrity gives your leadership weight. Without it, your title is light and your commands float away. Credibility is gravity. When integrity is present, your words land. They don't bounce. They don't need music, smoke, or threats. They have mass. Where integrity is absent, every instruction sounds like begging, and every reminder feels like a sales pitch. You don't need louder, you need heavier. Say it with me. My integrity makes my words heavy. Think about a cup, beautiful, branded, polished, cracked. You keep pouring respect into the image, titles, slogans, stage time, but it leaks through the fracture called character. Write this down. A cracked cup can't hold respect. No matter how much you pour, it will not keep. People do not drink from the paint. They drink from the integrity of the container. They watch the seam, not the shine. Now we audit the silent credibility leaks, the slow drips that empty your authority. One exaggeration, rounding up numbers, promising soon with no date, inflating outcomes in reports. Stop it. Truth on paper beats hype on stage. 2. Inconsistent rules. One standard for your favorites and another for the rest. That is favoritism. And favoritism is corruption with a smile. 3. Private hypocrisy. Preaching restraint publicly while indulging privately. Secrets rot respect from the inside. 4. Uncontrolled anger. Outbursts, sarcasm, slam doors. Anger may vent your stress, but it vandalizes your authority. 5. Favoritism. I mentioned promotions as favors, not fruit. You just taught the room that performance doesn't matter. 6. Hidden motives, saying for the team while you plot for your ego or your pocket. People feel motives. They don't need a prophet, just patterns. Write this down. Credibility leaks where your behavior contradicts your declared belief. Consistency is love. People relax under consistent leadership. They plan, they risk, they give their best because the rules do not change with your mood. Inconsistency creates suspicion and informal resistance. Think of a traffic light that alternates randomly. You would inch, hesitate, and eventually ignore it to survive. Many teams are driving through your intersection guessing what the color will be today. That is not rebellion. That is self-preservation. Love is a steady light. Let me help you seal the cup. Choose truth over drama state. Numbers as they are, not as you wish. Right standards you are willing to enforce on your closest friend. Apologize quickly and publicly when your temper violates dignity. Remove yourself from decisions where your bias is personal. Declare your motives up front and tie them to measurable outcomes. Guard your private life like it is your microphone, because it is. What you cancel in secret gains power to cancel you in public. Write this down. Character without action is intention. Respect requires observable change. Do 3 things immediately. 1, make one public correction of your own inconsistency. Name it, own it, change it. 2, set one non-negotiable standard and enforce it the first time with documentation. 3, replace one vague promise with a dated deliverable and meet it early. Say it with me. I seal the cup. I choose weight over image. Next, we will build systems that make this weight predictable. So respect is not an event, it is the culture. Write this down. Stop asking to be honored. Architect your life so your leadership speaks before you enter the room. Honor is not negotiated, it is engineered. Systems make your standards visible, your values transferable, and your outcomes predictable. Say it with me. Make it inevitable. Here is your respect system. First, clear standards written, simple, non-negotiable, known by all. Second, clear roles. Titles tell who, roles tell what. Authority and accountability must travel together. Who decides? Who delivers? Who checks? If no one owns it, everyone will ignore it. Third, meeting rhythms, same day, same time, same agenda. Review goals, report metrics, remove obstacles, assign owners and dates. No long sermons. Minutes end with who, what, when. Fourth, measurable outcomes, scoreboards, visible to the whole team. What you measure improves. What you hide decays. Fifth, feedback loops, weekly check-ins, monthly retros, quarterly audits. Celebrate what is working. Correct drift early. Sixth, timely consequences. Private correction the first time, documented. The second, decisive action. The third, write this down, consequences, complete standards. Without enforcement, culture collapses. Who's the leader here? In a true system, no one and everyone, each function leads in its lane, and the system protects the mission from personalities. Decision discipline now. Slow decisions communicate fear. Impulsive decisions communicate immaturity. Both erode respect. Write this down. Decide at the speed of clarity, not the speed of pressure. Bill Gates, Gate 1 data, what is true? Gate 2 principle. What do we never violate? Gate 3, destination. Does this move us toward the vision? Time box decisions by weight. Small decide in 24 hours. Medium 72 hours with 2 options. Large set a date. Gather counsel. Pre-mortem the risk. Then decide and own it. Announce the why. Ambiguity breeds rumors. Clarity births trust. Emotional discipline protects the system. Leaders don't recruit sympathy, they model stability. Write this down. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. Set the temperature. No panic emails at midnight. No venting in meetings. No motto speeches. I'm doing everything around here. That is manipulation in a mass. Speak facts, not fumes. Build personal rituals that keep you steady. Sleep, prayer, thinking time, exercise, quiet review. When the leader is steady, people give you their storms because they trust your sea is calm. Some of you think systems are cold. No, systems are compassion. A hospital saves lives because of protocols. Airplanes arrive because of checklists. Your vision deserves rails. Your people deserve guardrails. Write this down. Systems are love organized. They protect the assignment from your moods and from their guesswork. When your standards are embedded in calendars, checklists, scoreboards, and reviews, you stop reminding and start reinforcing. Respect rises because reliability rises. Say with me, I stop asking to be honored. I build what must be honored. Over the next 2 days, you will install your first layer. Standards, roles, rhythms, measures, feedback, and consequences. Then your words won't need volume, they will have weight. We are about to activate you with declarations and a 4-8-hour mandate. Systems will hold you, identity will drive you, fruit will follow you inevitably. Say with me, I was created to lead. I will not beg for respect, I will produce fruit. Again, louder. I was created to lead. I will not beg for respect, I will produce fruit. Write this down. You don't need their permission, you need your assignment. When assignment is clear, your feet move, your standards rise, and respect follows the trail of your results. For the next 48 hours, here is your mandate. 1, identify 1 tolerated issue, not 10. 1, name it, date it, and end it. Send the email. Have the meeting. Remove the privilege. Leadership is born when toleration ends. 2, choose 1 competence area to sharpen communication, decision quality, reliability, follow through, emotional control, or integrity practice. Schedule 60 focus minutes today and 60 tomorrow. Study, build a checklist, create a tiny scoreboard you can update by end of day. 3, write 1 sentence of vision anyone can repeat. Test it on a child or new team member, no briefing, no coaching. If they can't carry it in their mouth, it won't live in their day. 4, implement 1 system that makes respect inevitable. Lock a weekly review on the calendar. Publish a response time standard. Install a meeting agenda that ends with who, what, when. Or put one visible scoreboard on the wall. Say it with me. One issue ended. One skill sharpened. One vision sentenced. One system installed. Crowds want miracles. Leaders want training. This room is small by design. Jesus didn't trust crowds. Crowds chase spectacle. Leaders chase standards. Choose your future: applause or advancement, approval or assignment. Write this down. The minute you choose growth over approval, your authority begins to mature. You will disappoint some people and you will deliver many more. Respect is payment for value. When you become valuable, visible, and consistent, respect will come looking for you. You won't need to advertise your authority. Fruit will do the marketing. The baker with real bread doesn't chase the street, the smell brings them. Your gift refined into competence, harnessed by systems, aimed by vision, carried by integrity. This combination is irresistible. Followers are attracted. Leaders don't recruit applause. Say it again. I was created to lead. I will not beg for respect. I will produce fruit. My job is what they pay me to do. My work is what I was born to do. Today I deploy my work. Write this down. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Act like it. Decide like it. Build like it. For the next 48 hours, move like a person sent. Deploy yourself. Show yourself. Serve your gift. When you do, standards will rise, fruit will appear, and respect will have no choice but to find you.